Okay, you guys, you know Mariah Russell from season 16 of So You Think You Can Dance. In fact, she is my final interview of the entire cast, and I'm so excited we were able to make this happen because we've tried for about a year and a half, and finally we got it all together. Mariah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. And I asked you, I was like, what are you up to? And you said, I'm really busy. So,
Yes.
kind of, what have you been up to? Because I know obviously the entertainment industry is a little bit different than what it was a year and a half ago.
So I am currently back in Nashville and I've started teaching again. I am also like doing privates on the side. Just trying to keep my body moving. So whether that's in my house dancing in my room, like I'm always training, taking classes as much as I can along with teaching. So just keeping myself busy so that I'm still able to move during this pandemic just because of everything's going on. But yeah, just really dancing 24/7 as much as I get.
Are you teaching at Millennium in Nashville?
I'm teaching at Mullally Academy. I don't know
Okay.
if you've heard of that. Yeah,
Oh,
Mullally
Lily, of course,
Academy.
Jamie, because Jamie did
Yeah,
season 12.
yes. Marissa Mullally. I
Yeah,
teach at her
Jamie's her
school.
mom. Yeah. Marissa
Yeah.
did season 12, of course. That's amazing. Well, I love that. And I love that there's a So You Think You Can Dance connection between you two.
Yes. There is. I'm so excited to be teaching there.
And what type of classes are you teaching right now?
I am open to any style. So each week I'm trying to do a different style. So this past week I did heels and the week before I did hip hop. So I think this coming up week I'll do hip hop again, but then I'll get into the lyrical contemporary. So I'm just keeping my options open, just so that I can train others in every style as well.
Fantastic. Now, I know you're in Nashville. Do you still have your apartment in Los Angeles or did you give
No,
that up for now?
I moved back to Nashville. Again with everything going on, it was just so slow in LA,
Mhm.
and I was just kind of sitting around, not really having anything to do, unless I was booked for Gwen or if I was booked for anything else. But I just kind of felt empty. So I was like, what can I do? If I move back to Nashville, I'll be, home with my family. I'll have my friends there. I'll be able to teach classes. I'll be able to dance. So I decided to move to Nashville, just for the time being, like a small little lease. And then until things get back to normal, then I'll go back out to LA and just keep exploring and doing what I was doing before.
That makes so much sense. Also in Nashville, and I don't think a lot of people realize this, you can work the Atlanta market, which there is a lot
Yes.
of production going on there.
Yes. It's so nice being close to Atlanta because now I'm able to book jobs in Atlanta, seeing that I'm so close to Atlanta. So I think that's an advantage as well. Seeing that I did move from LA, which is like one of the most known dancing industries. I'm still able to have that, seeing that I'm next to Atlanta. So
We have to get you booked on Step Up.
yes. Oh my gosh, I want to so bad. It's like one of my
I
dreams.
know that they just went back to production a couple weeks ago. So
Oh
yeah,
wow, I didn't even know that. I didn't
yeah. I was like, get your agent on that because I'm like, that's where
even
you need to
I would
be.
I would totally get them on that.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
perfect for the show too. I'm like, it's right up your alley. I was like, we can get you a role. I'm like, let's do that. Let's put
Oh,
it out to
great.
the universe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's dial back a little bit. I do want to talk about Gwen, but I want to dial back a little bit to season 16, just because you've had time to kind of understand what you went through. Because I just think when you guys do the show, it's a whirlwind, and then you go right on tour, and you guys are rock stars.
Yeah.
How have you been able to process this incredible experience? Because you made it all the way to the end, came in as a runner up, did excellent work each and every week. Has that finally sort of settled into your bones?
Um, yes, it has, but some days I still think about it and I'm like, wow. Like I truly like accomplished one of my biggest dreams. Not only that, it was the experience is like something I don't think I will ever experience again. I loved every single bit of it and I miss it every day. I just wish I could go back on the show and do it all over again. Um, but I have been able to process it a little bit, but it feels so surreal. Just being able to be on that stage in front of all of the audience, in front of such amazing judges, and just being critiqued by them, and just being able to take that in and just live the dream that a lot of people want to live. Um, it still seems so surreal to me. I don't know. It's been one of my biggest dreams since I was younger. And now that I've actually accomplished it, it's like, wow, like this is amazing. Like, how did you do that? You know?
Yeah, you did that. And there's only 10 of you. It's not in the days when there were at least 20
Yeah.
contestants who had the opportunity to compete. There was 10 of you. That's it. That's amazing.
Yeah. Very small, very, very small. I was very, very grateful and appreciative of everything, the support I had on the show, just going through the whole process of the show. Like everything was everything you could ever like live for. So I don't know.
Would there be, if you had to go back and do the experience, would there be anything you would do different? Maybe not necessarily on the stage, but maybe behind the scenes?
um, I would say just not being so hard on myself.
Mhm.
I think a lot of dancers tend to do that. We self critique so much and never give ourselves enough credit because the whole process was extremely hard. It wasn't easy at all. Definitely a challenge, but just patting myself on the back a little more, just like saying, you know, Mariah, you did this. And even though it wasn't your best, or sometimes I didn't think my performance was my best, but I went out on the stage and I gave it my all, and that's what matters the most. So just giving myself credit because I feel like I was so hard on myself, but still keeping that positive mindset and just telling myself like you're here for a reason and God has placed you here for a reason. So
Well, I thought you had a great season. I mean, you and Bailey together were really the dream team. They were, you guys were fun to watch because I never knew what to expect. And I always had the luxury of not only interviewing you guys behind the scenes, but also sitting in the studio and
right.
feeling that magic. I still, I'm not sure I've recovered from the Lou Brown number you guys did together.
Yes, tempo, yes.
Yep. You also did a great number. I want to say it was Ray Leeper too. Did you guys have a really, yes,
um
like
yes.
classic jazz, like 80s jazz kind of?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Need You Tonight. That was like one of
Yes,
my
that.
favorite. That was one of my favorites. Ray Leeper is amazing to work with. He's definitely his energy is definitely at 100, and I love everything about it. Like he just keeps you going the whole rehearsal.
Yeah, and it's funny too because like I love both Lou's work and I love Ray's work.
Yes,
Two completely opposite personalities in the
yes,
studio too.
yes.
So, but delivering like really electric performances out of the two of you, and your relationship with Lou
Mhm.
Brown has continued into Gwen
Yes,
Stefani. You were now originally, so everyone knows because right now it's not running in Las Vegas. You were a part of Gwen's Las Vegas residency, correct?
yes, I was. Yes.
All right, talk about like, did Lou contact you or did your agent just say, hey, go to this audition? Because sometimes both ways can work where Lou's like, I'll bring
Yeah.
you aboard. And sometimes
Yeah,
you have to
I
audition.
I definitely think me being on the show helped me with exposure and just being able to work with Luther. I was able to have that relationship with him. So Luther did reach out to me for Gwen, so that was amazing just to be like directly booked because I've always heard of that happening, but I didn't ever know if it would happen to me. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I really didn't have to audition. Um, I think just me and Lou working together from the show, I was able to
So
be,
you think was your audition?
yes, basically. Yeah. Just being able to do that, I was able just to go straight into working with Gwen. Yes.
Comfort was also on the show with you. So that must have been, isn't it funny how you go from working with someone who's an all-star and now
Yes.
they're your coworker?
Yes, yes, yes. I love Comfort so much. Working with her with Gwen has been amazing. Definitely. I mean, you've met Comfort, her energy, just her as a person, beautiful soul. But yeah, it's so amazing because she was an all-star on the show. And I think that's originally where I met Comfort. So just being able to take that and work with her, actually like doing a job with her was amazing. Because she is one of my inspirations and yeah, just being able to be beside her and I'm like doing this with her. And she's been down the same, pathway and journey as me. It's amazing.
Did she ever offer you any great advice? She's someone I think who's really kind of in tune with what's happening in the industry and not letting it affect her personally. You know, she's always
Mhm.
constantly evolving and not taking what happens in an audition room or at a job too
Yeah.
seriously, just like processing it really in a healthy way.
Yes, yes, yes. She never like just really gave me advice 101, but I definitely I can kind of feel off of people's energy. So anytime I felt any type of way about anything. I could look at Comfort and just her smile would kind of bring my energy back, just seeing that she doesn't take anything too personal and she just brushes everything off and just keeps it going kind of makes me do the same thing. It's almost contagious, like
It
her
is.
energy just gives you that, keeps you focused and just keeps you like in the same, frequency as her.
Yeah, she's one of my favorites, honestly. I've known her for years. I don't even know how long. I mean, probably you were probably in middle school. This is how long
Maybe.
I've known her.
Yes.
um, it's interesting too that you were working with Gwen because usually when I talk to people that come off of So You Think, one of their major goals is working with a major artist. And, you come off of tour and this is what you jump to, which is incredible. What did you learn from working with Gwen?
So because this is my first job working with an artist, besides, I mean, I have been on tour before, but it was for the show. And I do say they're two completely different things. I've learned that I've learned to almost blend in as a group and not stand out so much by yourself. Because I know a lot of times when I dance, I have a different type of pocket. And sometimes I can be later in the music and I can see myself being later in the music and not with the group.
Yep.
So I definitely have learned that to kind of like blend in and look as one because we are a family, and not to like stand out because of my pocket. Finding Luther's choreo and doing Luther's choreo the way that he wants it and not adding my own flavor to it. Um, I've also learned that the people, you never know who you're going to work with. Like you said, Comfort was from the show, and then here I am working with her. So I've learned that you should always be thinking about every move, how you approach people, how you talk to people, because you just never know who you'll be working with. You never know who can book you for anything. So I've just learned to honestly just being yourself and being the most genuine person you could ever be, because anything could happen and you could be working with someone that is working with Janet Jackson and they can book you on that job. I've also learned the people that you work with do become your family. And I've enjoyed my Gwen family. I feel like I've gotten really close to everybody, and just being able to call someone family, you do get really, really close with these people and you are able to share your experience with them, and just you are kind of feeling the same thing and going through the same emotions. So just being able to have a family go through it together is amazing. So I will say that's one of the advantages of working with such an amazing cast and team and artists. And you just get taken care of so well. And it's just amazing. You're like living your dream. And what more could you ask for?
Well, I love that you said that you wanted to be authentically you in a work situation, but also I think people forget. They just think I have to be the best dancer. A lot
Yeah.
of times in this industry, the best dancer doesn't always get booked if they are a pain in the butt to work with.
Yes.
So approaching every job with gratitude, staying in contact with people that you've worked with, even if you don't like them, you can still be kind to people,
Yes.
as we all
Yes.
know,
Yes.
because they can become your coworkers in the future. And that's a great lesson for any dancer in the industry, especially the rising generation.
Yes, yes, yes. So, so important. Like you never know who you're coming across. There's so many people that I've danced with and I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, you did this job? Or, you never know what people have done. I know so many dancers that I personally just looked at them as a friend, not even knowing that they've booked all these amazing jobs? So you
Mhm.
just never know who you're working with. You could be working with anyone.
At any time. And sometimes people, that's the thing too. You can start a project and someone either has to leave and then they replace the choreographer. Weird things happen and you never know who's going to step in.
Yes.
And you don't want them to replace you because, oh, we've had a personality conflict. You
Right,
want them to
right.
keep you on the job. So,
Yes.
were you working for Gwen when everything shut down? Were you in Las Vegas at that time?
We actually had so actually the same day we had a whole flight set for Dominican Republic.
Oh, I
We
kind of remember this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were there. We literally got there. We all went to dinner that night and we were all just like at the table and we're like, what if the show gets canceled, because of COVID? And we're like, no, 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 it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Literally 5 minutes later, we got an email and the show was canceled. And we had literally just arrived in the DR. And
You
I
fly
was
back
like,
home.
oh no. Yes. Next day we went right back home.
Oh my God.
Didn't even get to do the show. I was so excited because I'd never been there before. And I was like, it's so pretty here. It's just so different. I was excited to see the audience, the energy. And I was like, oh no, yeah, we had to go right back home.
I was
So
in Las Vegas the week of the shutdown. And I had dinner with Bailey and Steph because they both happened to be in Las Vegas while I was there. And it was like Wednesday and the shutdown really started to happen on Friday. But we were joking like the whole time of like, oh my gosh, what if everything shuts down here? We're like,
yes, yeah.
but
Didn't
yeah,
think
and then it was like Tom Hanks got COVID and then the NBA shut down. And then, I mean, I flew home with about 10 people on my flight. And the Vegas, Los Angeles flights are always packed. And I'm like, nobody is here on this flight. Nobody was at the airport. And I was like, holy cow, this is big.
It was crazy. I was definitely looking forward to that show. I was really sad. I was actually really sad. I didn't think that it would last so long.
None
Like
of
it
us did.
literally lasted for over a year now. So
It's crazy.
yeah.
Have you heard any rumblings that at some point Gwen will be going back to Las Vegas when things are safe or
So we did have a tour scheduled for this year, but I haven't really got an update on it. I'm not
yeah.
really sure. I know it's been pushed back. We were supposed to start April. So I haven't really gotten an update yet, but I do know because she's dropped new music and everything that I feel like more is going to happen. I'm just not completely sure yet.
I feel like the fall. I feel like we just need to get over this sort of
Uh,
spring hump and then I
yeah.
feel like fall. I'm hoping that we're all just going to be like,
Yes,
we're
I'm
here.
praying. Yes,
We're
I'm
all
praying.
praying. But you did get the
Yes.
opportunity to work with her for some of the holiday. I know you did some of her
Yeah.
holiday appearances.
Yes, the New Year's Eve Global, and it was one more, Christmas, the Christmas Rockefeller. Um, that was amazing. It was a quick little job, but definitely fun working with Luther, Laurel. Comfort was on the job as well, so that was amazing. It was just four girls, so just a smaller group, but definitely fun. I was grateful for that because I hadn't been booked in a while, and I just miss dancing, miss being on stage, miss dancing with the artists, and I was so grateful that I got booked for that. Yeah.
Do you feel, and I feel this way because I've had opportunities to work on set through all this crazy time instead of just here in my now former guest room, now TV studio. That I
Yeah.
walk into a job with, I think, more gratitude than maybe I did a year and a half ago. It's a different feeling, and you're just so
Mhm.
happy to be there.
You're definitely like it feels, I think, because it almost feels like you lost something for so long. Like for a while, I feel like I was like, oh no, I really don't feel like dance is like in my everyday life right now. Like it kind of brought me down for a minute and I had to find my way back to that happy place because dance has always been my relief. Dance has always been what made me happy. So as soon as I got booked for that job and as soon as I went into rehearsal, I was like, I never want to leave rehearsal. We usually go to rehearsal and we're like, oh, I'm so tired. I was like,
Mhm.
nope, I am ready today. I'm ready to do this. I could literally be here for 3 more days. I was definitely more appreciative and more grateful. You just feel like you you felt like you lost it and it makes you complete again once you get that
True.
back. So I definitely soaked it all up while I was there.
And being in a room with people you love who you haven't seen in a while. I imagine just like seeing Luther and seeing Comfort, you're like, oh, thank goodness.
Yes, I felt like we were back to the normal life again.
It's so true. We will get there. Has this year changed any of your dance goals in the industry? Because I think we've all had to pivot a little bit.
Mhm.
I think for some people, we're also realizing that Los Angeles doesn't have to be the center of everything.
Yes, 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 yes. That's actually one of the things that I have learned seeing that I moved back to Nashville. I'm also exploring in different ways because this past year just kind of made me realize that sometimes dance is not always going to be there. So we have to find other things that make us happy. Whether that's, going and shopping, therapy, spending money, which is probably not the best thing to do. Or
It's okay in a pandemic.
yeah, going to get your nails done. But I've also found this love for actually doing nails. So I'm actually getting into that. Just another, side hustle, something that I feel like that I can really enjoy.
I need your help.
Yes. I know. I'm like trying to practice and get like really good at it so that I can start my clientele and everything. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to find different areas and different things that I can do. As far as dance, my goals haven't, I wouldn't say have shrinked at all. If anything, they've just gotten bigger and I'm just hoping for the best. Just praying that we'll be able to get back to that normal life and just so that I can be booked and I can do so many things. I want to get into acting, modeling. I just want to do so much. But I'm still going to try to do like back work, even though, behind the scenes work, even though I'm not able to go and book a job yet. I'm still going to try to get into acting classes and, starting slow so that I'm not just waiting around. And then when it does come, I'm prepared. So
Yeah, you don't want to be out of shape because these
yeah.
jobs they're popping up at weird times, and I'm even getting jobs like out of the blue, and I think, oh, I'm glad I'm ready.
Yeah, yeah, preparing yourself. Yeah, you definitely have to prepare.
Yes. Are you a singer by any chance? Because I was just wondering. I'm like, is Broadway on your radar?
So I do sing, but I get so nervous to sing in front of people. So it's one of those things like I feel like eventually will come out of me. And I will go that route, but I just get so scared. I get so nervous. I don't know what it is, but I do sing. I do.
Maybe a couple like lessons will give you
Yeah.
confidence because if you already have the voice and the
Mhm.
capability, maybe just
Yeah.
because I was like, I could definitely, I mean, you're so incredible. I mean, you're so versatile as a dancer, but I could definitely see you jumping into a Broadway show at some point.
Yes, I think they look really fun, and I know Gino, and Gino's really into Broadway, so I'm gonna ask him about it and see how it goes and see how he likes it and everything.
Yes, he's got some news eventually that will be revealed. Hopefully, once Broadway opens.
Yes, yes.
We won't spoil it for him, but it's his news. But that's exciting. Yeah. But I do think that I was thinking, I'm like, because you do have like there's such a good classic jazz feel to Broadway. And I know that you have
Mhm,
that technique to be able to kind of jump into anything, which is
mhm.
amazing. You're so lucky.
Yeah. Thank
I
you.
love it. And I just want to say, I know you lost your father over the last year. And I just want to express my condolences because I think we all followed the journey with your dad
Yes,
and the
Michelle.
relationship. And you know, I want to say what I'm happy about is that you were able to see him and spend time with him. And I've got to imagine that meant the world to you.
Yes, definitely meant the world, and seeing that that was a part of my story, and just knowing that he was able to watch me while I was on the show, makes me feel even more complete. And then spending time after the show, being able to see him and being able to talk about the show in person, and I actually have his news. I remember me and Bailey were like in a newspaper once, and he like kept it, and I actually have that. So it's like it feels warm to my heart just to be able to have that. And yeah, just definitely connecting with him after the show and being able to spend time with him. I'm so grateful for. Everybody doesn't get that before their loved one passes away. So that was something I was definitely so grateful for.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it to you face to face because I feel like, I'm sending a DM is a little bit different, but I feel like we all shared in that. And I think we all
Yeah,
we felt that story right there along with you. So,
thank you. Thank you.
well, Mariah, it was so good to see you and finally connect with you. If you're ever in LA, let me know because it'd be good to
Yeah,
see everyone face to face when we're all safe to do so.
yes. Thank you so much.
Yes. And I'm like, you know what? You know what? Hold on one second. We're going to wrap this up and then I'm going to tell you something I'm going to do.
Okay.
All right. So everyone should be following Mariah. Mariah, what's your Instagram handle again?
At the Mariah Russell.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye, guys.